True Sports episode 177 is on the air. I'm Taylor Phillips. He's Louis Tenor. Um, I tried one more time to broadcast live on X, but it requires a premium account. Right now, I only have a plus because I'm only trying to save up on my budget.
Of course.
But anyway, the show must go on. My Tigers won on Apple TV Plus. The Yankees beat the Red Sox. Your Yankees beat the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Great night for us both. Oh my goodness, the Panthers almost won it there. It's tied at overtime. Game 2, the Oilers lead that series 1-0. In the Stanley Cup Final, the 2025, icing on the Oilers. But another more late third period heroics by the Oilers. Corey Perry deflects one in with 17.6 seconds left to tie the game at 4.
Yes.
On a shot from the point. Oh man, that one hit the post. Ed Skinner, but his right post backed him up nicely.
Yeah.
Panthers hold it in. Oilers won game 1 in overtime.
Yes.
Game 2 is in overtime right now. And how about the Pacers though? They somehow came back. The Thunder have a really stingy defense, but the Pacers somehow came back and won.
And the last 3 seconds of the game, and that was the only time I took the lead. You know, as much as I'm not a Pacers fan, you have to give them credit for the comebacks they played in the postseason after they beat the Cavaliers, and of course, the Game 1 heroics of Haliburton in Game 1, which sickened me. But I've got to give credit for coming back. 5 comebacks in the fourth quarter to get to where they are. This is a very dangerous team. I really thought the Thunder were going to blow them out, though. You have SGA on there, but the Pacers have shown that the underdogs do have a fighting chance to win this series. Of course, my prediction's now out the window since I said a sweep. Then again, what was I thinking? But this could be an upset series.
Yeah, the Pacers have shown that they're a two-way team.
They are.
They came back from down 18 points. Is that right?
I think it was 15.
Oh, 15. Okay. All right. I was only wondering. Anyway, the Pacers came back and won 111 to 110.
3 seconds to go. It was only the end of the game. How do you like that?
Yeah, but the Pacers tied it, and they won it. Oh my goodness, just a gutsy Pacers team. If they keep that up, they just might have it. They just might have their first NBA championship in franchise history.
Right. Just go with an ABA title.
Every team has got to win at least one title, right?
Oh yeah, of course. But remember, they also have 2 ABA titles as well.
Yeah.
I know, we're not going to count that.
Even the Seattle Mariners have to win a World Series title.
Yeah. Exactly. And Montreal, they got to go to Washington to do it.
Yep. Oh, what a save by Skinner.
Yeah.
And he will hang on to the puck in his crease with 9:05 left to play in overtime. Still tied at 4 in overtime in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Unfortunately, I was not able to see Game 1 because I had a connection problem because somebody slit our line and it ruined our internet on Wednesday. So I had no internet, no TV, nothing. How do you like that?
Yeah, that has to be shit right there.
It was.
Every playoff overtime period is commercial free. Oh, there's Jackie Redmond reporting at, at rinkside. There's Corey Perry.
Yeah. The hero of the series so far.
But
Piece of this game.
Lions center Frank Ragnow retired, but the Lions got a really good center / offensive guard in Tristan Colon.
Yeah.
Last 2 seasons with the Cardinals, 386 total snaps, only 12 pressures allowed, 0 sacks allowed. 0. Can you believe that? This reminds me of Penei Sewell, who only allowed 1 sack in 2019 at Oregon. Wow. So the Lions actually made like at least an A- move, maybe a straight A, maybe even A+. I see a lot of potential in Tristan Colon. When you're a center and offensive guard coming up, that statistics like that coming to Detroit, yes. Wow. The Lions, who are desperately wanting to win a Super Bowl, think about it, you got Tristan Colon, Penei Sewell, Graham Glasgow, the entire People Movers squad. You have even a healthier People Movers offensive line. Wow.
There's an example right there. The Detroit Lions. I mean, yeah, they won NFL championships, but never in the Super Bowl era. There's another one.
And you have an offensive coordinator that's a new offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson's replacement. I think John Morton from the Denver Broncos. I believe his focus is to take better care of the football. That's what he was talking about. So at least on paper, I think the Lions have more mental potential, not just physical, but mental. They just have to prove it on the field.
Right.
And hopefully they finally at least get to the Super Bowl, let alone win a ring. Because that's the objective. The sky's the freaking limit, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the Lions defense, it's getting a lot healthier. The Lions the Lions did release Za'Darius Smith, but DJ Reader is coming back. Malcolm Rodriguez and Aline McNeil are not coming back until November, but Aiden Hutchinson's already back. They even drafted Amin Hassanai in the 6th round, but even he has more potential than people think as an edge rusher alongside Aiden. Aiden Hutchinson finally at least has some help.
Right. Okay.
Icing on the Panthers. 7:02 left. Looks like it seems the Oiler crowd is cheering on, urging the Oilers to win, to get yet another game-winning overtime goal.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And now the Panthers get it out through center and dump it into the Oilers, dump it in deep in the Oilers zone. Behind the net, Oilers try to clear, but the Panthers hold it in. Oilers clear it to center, dumped back in by Bennett. Now here come the Oilers the other way. That's Draisaitl dumping it in toward the end boards in the Panthers zone. Oilers retrieve the puck yet again. Intercept it. Panthers dump it back in. Skinner plays it out of his crease. Saved by Bobrovsky. Panthers come the other way, and the Oilers clear to center again. And the Panthers dump it in yet again. Skinner misplays it, but the Oilers have it again. 3-on-2. Oh, man, they blow a tire. Now a breakaway. Missed the net. Barkov shot deflected. Here come the Oilers. 1-on-2. Had the chance to win it, and he shot it wide.
Mm-hmm.
Icing on the Panthers. 4:14 left. That's Sam Reinhart having that breakaway opportunity. Yeah, an Oilers player blew a tire, slipped and fell.
Yeah.
Lost an edge, which led to the Reinhart breakaway. He just missed it to the left. Missed it wide left of the net. Wide left of the left post. In Reinhardt's sights. Nice move by Evander Kane, surging in. Another move, but it sticked away, poked away. And now Reinhardt tries to corral it. Makes a pass, and now as they dump it in, the Oilers cut it off and clear it the other way, and it's icing on the Oilers. Forsling almost got hurt there. Yeah, he got his stick down and whacked that puck away from Evander Kane. We had 3:47 left in the first overtime period of Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Panthers on the attack. Oilers steal the puck, and Tkachuk holds it in for the Panthers. Rodriguez has it in behind the net. Gets it out. Shot from the point. One-timer goes wide. Oilers clear it down the ice, but No icing. It's only past the blue, a little bit past that Panther blue line. Skinner plays it out with his blocker. Darnell Nurse again. Clears it down. It'll be icing again on the Oilers. 2:52 left to play in the first overtime period. Still tied at 4. I'll let you do your true sports report either after a goal or after the overtime period ends, still with the score still even.
Right.
And the Oilers ice it again. 2:41 left overtime. Jahmai Jones hit his first career MLB home run for the Tigers. He was called up just today. His first at bat, first pitch, and he whacked it over the wall in left field. That's Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice. He's arguing with the officiating crew. Paul Maurice is the head coach of the Florida Panthers. Adam Henrique. Yeah, Paul Maurice is disagreeing with the officials on the that last icing call. And now the officials are going to head upstairs and try to get a review. And now a referee heads over to the Oilers bench. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Klingberg heads to the Oilers bench. Oilers win the faceoff. Here's Darnell Nurse. Oilers dump it in. They lose control of it. Here come the Florida Panthers. And icing there on the Panthers. Wow. What the hell's going on here? Carter Verhaeghe. Paul Maurice is even more incensed. Even Carter Verhaeghe can't believe it.
Neither can I.
And now the face-off in the Panthers zone. Oilers win the face-off. Here's a shot going wide. A wrister from in front of the blue line. Puck goes around the near corner. Smith intercepts for the Panthers, and here they come the other way, left to right. Reinhart dumps it in around the Oilers' end boards. Verhaeghe, centering pass, partially fanned out by Tkachuk, and now the Oilers come the other way, right to left. Scoring chances are 7-2 in overtime in favor of the Panthers, but this does not matter. The score is even in overtime. The Oilers are on the attack. Tkachuk tries to make a bounce pass. Too many Oilers are surrounding his recipient. Rodriguez try to retrieve it as the Oilers take it the other way, but the Panthers shoot it back to Skinner, left to right. And now the Oilers come in offside, come into the Panthers zone offside with 58.2 seconds left in the third period in the first overtime period. Yeah, Tkachuk. Yeah, Tkachuk fanned on that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a piece of it, but didn't even nearly get enough of that shot.
Not at all.
He just released it a bit. Released this shot attempt a bit too late. The puck was rolling vertically to him too. And the Oilers iced the puck with 40.5 seconds left in overtime. God, I need some water. So tomorrow night on my Michigan Sports Truth podcast, I will talk about Frank Ragnow retiring and Tristan Colon being the replacement. Also, MSU hiring a new athletic director, plus a little bit of Tigers and Red Wings. A former Red Wings head coach, that's Derek Lalonde, heading to the Toronto Maple Leafs as an assistant coach behind head coach Craig Berube. 5 seconds left. Here come the Oilers. Here's a centering pass to Nurse. Backhands one, saved by Bobrovsky, and there goes the buzzer. And the first overtime has come to an end. Time has run out. Still tied at 4. Panthers and Oilers in game 2, where the Oilers lead the Stanley Cup Final Series one game to none. And now it's time for your True Sports Report. Go right ahead.
Let's go. All right. We'll check with the MLB scores first. On the 8th, the Angels lead the Mariners 5-4. 2 out, nobody on. Mazzardo is pitching and Darmond is at bat. Bottom of the 6th, the A's lead the Orioles 5-4. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Canano was pitching and Big Labor's at bat. Top of the 6th, the Giants leading the Rays 4-2. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Walker's pitching. Acuna Jr. is at bat. All the rest are final. Rays of the Marlins 4-3. Lino got the win. Cabrera got the loss, and Fairbanks got the save. Pirates over the Phillies 6-4. Bednar got the win, and Romano got the loss. Nationals over the Rangers 4-2-0. Storker got the win. Corbin got the loss, and Furling got the save. Yankees over the Red Sox 9-6. Warren got the win. Bueller got the loss, and Williams got the save. Tigers over the Cubs 3-1. Scooble got the win. Brown got the loss, and Vest got the save. Astros over the Guardians 4-2. Gordon got the win. Allen got the loss, and Hader got the save. White Sox over the Royals 7-2. Leisure got the win, and Bowman got the loss. Padres over the Brewers 2-0. Petrella got the win. Patrick got the loss, and Suarez got the save. Blue Jays over the Twins 6-4. Laurel got the win. Olberg got the loss, and Hoffman got the save. Cardinals over the Dodgers 5-0. Wow. Gray got the win, and Worski got the loss. Mets over the Rockies 4-2. Stanek got the win. Angus got the loss, and Diaz got the save. All right, let's check the standings. It goes like this. In the American League East, the Yankees are 39-23, have a 5.5 game lead with the Blue Jays at 34-29. Next is the Rays at also 34-29, 5.5 back. Red Sox 30-35, 10.5 back, and the Orioles 25-36, 13.5 back. Central Tigers 42-23, a 7-game lead with the Twins at 34-29. At 7.5 back are the Guardians at 33-29. Royals are 33-31, 8.5 back, and leading at the bottom of the barrel is the White Sox, 20.5 back at 21-43. West, Astros 35-28, two ahead of the Mariners at 32-29. Angels 28-33, 6 back. Rangers 6.5 back at 29-35, and the A's 24-40, 11.5 back. What you expect? National League in the East, Mets are 40-24, a 2.5 game lead with the Phillies at 37-26. The Nationals are 9.5 back at 30-33. A's are 27-34, 11.5 back, and the Marlins are 23-39, 15.5 back. In the Central, the Cubs are 39-24. That's 4.5 ahead of the Cardinals at 34-28. Brewers are 34-30, 5.5 back. Cardinals are 9 back at 30-33, and the Pirates 24-40, 15.5 back. In the West, the Dodgers are 38-25, a game and a half lead over the Padres at 38-26. Giants are 35-28, 3 back. D-backs are 31-31, 6.5 back, and the Rockies, forget it, 12-51, 26 back. Well, what you expect on that one? All right, the schedule tomorrow goes like this. For Saturday's games, we start bright and early. 1:10, Cubs take on their Tigers. 2:20, the Blue Jays take on the Twins. 2:15, the Dodgers take on the Cardinals. 4:05, we got the Phillies take on the Pirates. The Rangers take on the Nationals. The Braves take on the Giants. 4:10, the D-backs take on the Reds. And the Astros take on the Guardians. The Marlins take on the Rays. The Royals take on the White Sox. 7:35, I should say, excuse me. The Red Sox take on the Yankees. The Padres take on the Brewers. 9:38, the Mariners take on the Angels. The Mets take on the Rockies at 9:40, and the Orioles take on the A's at 10:05. And there's a couple of NBA games tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, here we go. WNBA tomorrow goes like this. The Aces take on the Valkyries at 3. That's the new expansion team. The Fever take on the Sky at 8. That's on CBS. And the Storm take on the Mercury at 10 o'clock. And XFL football playoffs tomorrow, but nobody really pays attention to that much anyway. Anyway, we have an upset from the French Open as Jannik Sinner defeated Novak Djokovic to advance to the finals in straight sets on Sunday. Both Sinner and Dvorak traded shots throughout the match before Sinner pulled away with a 7-6-4, 7-5, 6-3 win. The third set went to a tiebreaker. Sinner matched the first two sets, snatched the first two sets away with a few key games. The young Italian overpowered Dvorak, but the Joker's tactics gave him a chance to fight back. The third set started out the previous two, Dvorak taking a slight lead before Sinner matched it, but the Joker held strong, not allowing Sinner to pass through the set. But towards the end, Dvorak's attempt to close out the set was foiled by Sinner, who dug 3 points and won 2 straight games to force that tiebreaker I just mentioned. Sinner was relentless in the tiebreaker, sending the Joker all over the court to take an early lead. Djokovic made some costly mistakes at one point, missing an easy point as he was blinded by the lights. Never mind. I'm not going to. You guys don't go with that. The Joker fought back with a few points, including a save on match point. But Sinner's win was sealed after Djokovic hit the ball into the net for his 53rd unforced error of the match. Sinner will face Carlos Alcaraz on Sunday for the men's final, or as I say, Carlos Alcatraz. Just a joke. Avalanche forward Logan O'Connor underwent hip surgery and is out for 5 to 6 months, meaning he's not likely to return until December. In 80 games this season, O'Connor had 10 goals and 11 assists and finished 29th in voting for the Selig Trophy. That goes to the top. That's for the top defensive award. In 383 games, he has 45 goals and 58 assists. The Knicks are considering all options to replace Tom Thibodeau as head coach, and one that happens to be an old friend of Jalen Brunson. Former Maverick star Jason Kidd happens to be on that list, according to sports writer Mark Stein. The Knicks formally expect to request permission to speak to the Mavericks head coach about the opening in the coming days. Stein wrote that the New York Post has interest in Kidd after the firing of Thibodeau earlier this week. The interest had been described as serious, according to league sources. A number of potential candidates for the Knicks have yet to emerge, but some in league coach circles believe that Kidd, who gave the Knicks guard Jalen Brunson his first role of prominence in the NBA in the 2021-22 season, is on the top of the wish list. I can't blame him. Kidd finished his playing career with the Knicks in 2013 and previously interviewed for the position before Thibodeau was hired. Stein noted that Kidd was to have impressed the Knicks brass during the interview process. And days after Thibodeau was fired, a report revealed what was going behind the scenes in the Knicks organization prior to the firing. For one thing, the decision was not a spare of the moment, as the franchise had been tending on letting go of Thibodeau for months, according to a report from ESPN. For another, his coaching methods were highly scrutinized, especially how he handled Jalen Brunson through the season. Brunson's usage, which under Thibodeau has been the highest point of his career, raised concerns, said by Ramona Shelburne of ESPN on Thursday. The Knicks appeared to be dissatisfied with how Thibodeau coaches Brunson and reportedly relied on the star guard way too much at the end of games. Yeah, of course. The Dallas Stars fired Coach Peter DeBoer, earlier yesterday after 3 seasons. The Stars made the Western Conference Finals 3 times, but never made it to the final round. General Manager Jim Null made the moves less than a week after the Stars lost the Western Conference Finals in 5 games to the Oilers. Moving along. Oh, yes, the Thunder. Well, my prediction for a sweep, well, I goofed. The Indiana Pacers keep proving that underdogs can win no matter how many times they've been doubted, and they've been doubted a lot. Keep playing through turnover after turnover, keep playing through even though they were down by as many as 15 points in the fourth. They kept playing until they took their first lead in the game, and they kept playing and pulled off the upset of the Thunder in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Unbelievable. The Pacers' relentless style for 48 minutes allowed them to overcome 25 turnovers, which is hard to win a game by committing that many. Tyrese Haliburton sealed the victory with a jumper with 0.3 seconds left of regulation, giving the Pacers a 111-110 victory. It was their only lead in the game, but it came at the right moment. Wow. Pascal Siakam scored 19 points and 10 rebounds. Obi Toppin, a former Knick, scored 17 points off the bench. Haliburton scored 14 points and 10 rebounds and 6 assists for the Pacers, who were 18 of 39 from 3-point shots. The Thunder went 0 for 5 from the arc. The Pacers were 6 for 10 in the fourth. Game 1 of the finals was the 5th comeback for the Pacers after showing by many as 15 points or more this postseason, most by any team. It was an improbable victory for the Pacers, who committed 20 turnovers in the first half, trailing 94-79 with 9:42 left in the game. But the Pacers pulled off the upset with their never say die mentality. I added that one. SGA, this season's MVP, scored 38 points. It was his 12th time in the playoffs that he scored at least 30 points in the playoffs and reached 30 points in 8 of his last 9 games, despite the loss. Thunder All-Star Jalen Williams scored 17 points in the loss. Oh boy. There were 2 other favorites that emerged early in the takeover the next coach, just 3 days after Thibodeau was fired, as they parted ways after winning 226 regular season games in 5 seasons and 4 playoff appearances. Thibodeau leaves a roster behind his roster to help cultivate into a serious threat in the East. The Knicks have one of the worst owners, namely Jim Dolan, and it makes me want to throw up. But the Knicks do have a talented roster in a city primed to attract marquee talent. Here's some of the list here. Mike Malone, formerly of the Nuggets, former Villanova coach Jay Wright, Jeff Van Gundy, who made a nice homecoming, Chris Quinn, Taylor Jenkins, Danny Hurley, formerly Duke coach. So those are your top 6. The others, I think, well, probably out of reach. Former Knicks player Rick Brunson, Jalen's dad, Mike Brown, Mark Jackson, Steve Nash, James Magoro, Johnny Bryant, John Calipari, Mike Budenholzer, or as I say, Bulldozer, former head coach of the Knicks, Mike D'Antoni, and former Nets player Sam Cassell. Yeah, okay. And Karl-Anthony Towns underwent treatment for his injuries that include ligament damage to his left finger and a bruised knee that was torn on Wednesday. The Pacers won the Eastern Conference in 6 games. Cat did not miss a game in the series. How do you like that? The Knicks, Towns, in a three team. The Knicks, Towns with the Knicks in a 3-team trade before the start of the season that sent Julius Randle, Keita Bates, Drupp, and Dante DiVincenzo to the Timberwolves. Oof. Towns started 72 games, averaging 24.4 points, 12.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. The number 1 draft pick in the 2015 draft by the Wolves has career averages of 23.1 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. In 18 playoff games, Cat has an average of 21.4 points, 11.6 rebounds, has 2 years remaining on a player option as well, left in his 4-year deal of $220 million that he signed with the Wolves. He is eligible for an extension this offseason. Oilers were down 3-1 at the third period, and it looked like they'd be forced to overcome another Panthers advantage. But Matthias Ekholm's goal tied the game at 3 and forced overtime when Leon Draisaitl scored the game winner to take the finals opener 1-0. The series 1-0. We're in game 2 right now, going to the second overtime, tie at 4. I asked the difference between this year's opener and what transpired against the Panthers last season. Simple. Prolific score pointed to an area of growth. I think it's just a bit more mature. Said Draisaitl, and it's obvious every game writes its own story, but I thought we hung in there and we're mature and we just need to look and we capitalized. His comments came seconds before an Oilers supporter video bombed him from behind the glass with a pink pony Leon nod to the Chapel Room anthem adopted to celebrate club victories. Whoever said you can't be mature and have fun, well, definitely they were wrong. And we're still in game 2, going to the second period of overtime. Something's got to give at some point. Wonder where they are. Okay, we're in period 2 of overtime right now. Okay. Should I continue? Uh-oh. I think I lost him. Taylor, are you there? Taylor, are you there? Guardians right-handed pitcher Shane Bieber was scratched from his scheduled rehab on Friday due to soreness and a surgically repaired elbow. The former AL Cy Young winner only pitched twice in 2024 before undergoing Tommy John surgery in April. He is not expected to return until after the All-Star break. Bieber is experiencing shoulder issues since the start of his started Double A Akron on Tuesday. He is scheduled to consult with a physician perform the surgery to take the next steps. Bieber made a start at Arizona Complex Guardians on May 31st, giving up 1 hit and 5 strikeouts in 2.1 innings. A 2-time Cy Young winner, Bieber won the Cy Young Award in 2020 and has a 62-32 record with a 3.22 ERA in 136 games, 134 starts since he made his debut with the Guardians in 2018. He reportedly agreed to a 1-year, $10 million deal in the offseason that includes a $16 million player option in 2026 with a buyout of $4 million. Taylor, are you there? Philadelphia Flyers, and forward Noah Cates came to an agreement on a 4-year, $16 million on Tuesday. The season, Cates managed with 16 goals and 21 assists in 78 games this season. He was playing the final season of a 2-year deal worth $5.25 million and was set to be an unrestricted free agent. Cates had 62 assists and 40 goals in 235 career games since he was selected by the Flyers in the 5th round of 2017. He did not debut, though, until March of 2022. I don't know. Indy Colts quarterback Andy Richardson will not be a part of next week's minicamp. He aggravated the AC joint at right shoulder, as told by head coach Shane Stenson on Thursday. Richardson reported soreness in his right shoulder, at the same shoulder that required surgery in 2023. He is not expected to miss time this time around, said Stenson, who said plan for Richardson to return at some point during training camp. Doctors and trainers checked it out. Stenson said he aggravated the joint, so he will send him out this week. It's obvious that he will sit out minicamp. We will see when he comes back. I'm not going to put a timetable on it. When it does get back, we will ease him into throwing and go from there. The good news is he does not have to go through a procedure. Richardson was selected in the 4th round of the 2023 draft and is expected to compete with former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones for the starting quarterback position. I don't understand what happened. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler, which you asked me, I think is nuts, but it happened. The Steelers made the official announcement by signing Rodgers Thursday night, hours before it was reported the veteran quarterback signed a 1-year deal. The Steelers agreed on a 1-year deal pending a physical read by the Steelers' official statement on the quarterback. Full details have not been released. The official signing allows NFL fans to breathe a sigh of relief months after months of playing the waiting game between Rodgers and the Steelers. It was rumored for months that Rodgers would sign a deal with the Steelers after a 2-year run with the Jets, which went absolutely nowhere, but Rodgers dragged it out until June 5th. Rodgers will be the 5th starting quarterback in as many years for the Steelers as they look for a long-term solution after the retirement of Ben Roethlisberger after the 2021 season. It is highly likely the Steelers will be in the situation again next offseason as Rodgers only signed a 1-year deal, which will likely be his last. If it isn't, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say here, but the Ravens announced a contract extension with wide receiver Rashad Bateman on Thursday. Official terms were not disclosed, but reports indicate that's a 3-year, $36.5 million deal with $20 million guaranteed. Bateman, a first-round pick in 2021, posted 9 touchdowns with 755 receiving yards last season. For his career, Bateman had 136 catches with 1,923 yards, with 19 scores in 51 games and 35 starts for the Ravens. And the White Sox placed infielder Lane Sosa on a 10-day injured list with the right flexor strain. And a corresponding move on Wednesday, White Sox recalled infielder Tim Elko from AAA Charlotte. Sosa went 0-for-4 on Monday and on a 13-1 loss and did not play Tuesday. He's batting .274 on the season with 4 home runs and 17 RBIs. Elko is batting .161 with 3 home runs in 10 games with Charlotte. The White Sox also claimed right-hander Ryan Cusack from the Tigers and optioned him to Charlotte. To make room on the roster, the White Sox transferred Miguel Castro to the 60-day injured list. Phillies catcher JT Realmuto suffered a very painful injury on Wednesday while catching for the Phillies. Relief pitcher Jordan. Okay. When pitched to 94 miles per hour fastball, went through the bat of Bo Bichette of the Blue Jays and hit his groin area. Realmuto debuted doubled over in pain. He sat on the batter's box for a period of time before leaving the game and struggled to walk before getting up under his own power. The video is up and running, but I warn you, it is graphic, so proceed with caution. On top of losing JT in the ninth, the Phillies ended up losing the game. Vlad Jr. scored the winning run in the bottom of the ninth. Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to let you continue with your report while the second overtime is already in play.
I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to continue on, so.
No.
Well,
It looked like the Oilers came in offside, by the way, but keep going.
Okay. Right.
Because I thought we'd get this over with a little bit faster.
My fault. The Rockies snapped a 22-series losing streak with a 3-2 win over the Marlins on Tuesday. They beat the Marlins on Monday night. The Rockies sealed the victory with an epic ending at the bottom of the ninth, leading 3-2 and one out away. Marlins pinch hitter Roberto Hernandez crushed the ball into center field off the bat. It looked like Hernandez tied the game, but center fielder, Brendan Doyle spoiled the Marlins' chances by running over and making an unbelievable catch. This was just the Rockies' 11th win of the season before Monday's win against the Rockies, as they became the fastest team to lose 50 games in a season since 1884. Ugh. But now they won 3 in a row in the last series, so they're catching on. Well, maybe that's being ahead of myself, but you get the idea. And let's see here. Do I have anything else? Oh. Yeah, the Yankees will be out Luke Weaver for at least a month after suffering a hamstring injury on Sunday as he was warming up in Sunday's game against the Dodgers, as reported by ESPN. Weaver underwent an MRI on Monday that determined that he needed to be placed on the injured list. A timeline for Weaver was figured out on Tuesday. Weaver was to enter Sunday's game with the ninth against the Dodgers, but he said he felt something in his hamstring, so he's replaced by Tim Hill. In 24 games, Weaver had a 1.05 ERA, 25.2 innings. Pitched, he struck out 24 and walked 7, but also gave up 11 hits and 3 runs, which is not good. Weaver was not the only Yankee to be on the injured list on Sunday. Lefty Jason Dominguez left the game with a thumb contusion after attempting to steal second base he was questionable at the time. All right, let's see if I got anything else of noteworthy here. And Jasper Fast, the Carolina Hurricanes forward, announced retirement on Monday after 11 seasons. The decision comes after he suffered a neck injury at the end of last season in the final game against the Blue Jackets. Defenseman Eric Garbranson cross-checked Fast from the behind, causing Fast to crash at the end of the boards. Fast missed all the postseason and missed all this season up to now, undergoing surgery. Fast was drafted in the 6th round of 2010, but has a stellar career playing at 703 NHL games with 80 playoff games, 5 with the Rangers and 3 with the Hurricanes. In those regular season games, he scored 91 goals and 248 points in the playoffs and had 14 goals and 28 assists. And yeah, okay. See if anything else here. Scotty Scheffler won the Memorial Open last week, and all fans can do was just look at him just exhale. At the point, he was leading by 4 strokes. At the moment, Jack Nicklaus was in the CBS broadcast booth saying that both Tiger Woods and himself claimed the bulk victories, and I think we got a winner here. 5-4 Florida. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Sorry, I had.
Yeah, it just trickled in.
Hallelujah. Sorry, I had to do that. So now we can add Scheffler to the list, and that in the heroics. Yeah, and all I can say is beam me up, Scotty. Sorry. So I asked Scotty if he watched the leaderboard. Said Jack, and he said, "Yes, I do." Well, I did too. In fact, I think a lot of golfers did it. I always watched the leaderboard and found where my competition was, and always felt like what level I had to play to fire it off, because they would self-destruct, just like a Mission Impossible edition. Oh boy. So obviously, you don't want to make any dumb mistakes. Just play solid golf, and then you win. And that's just what Scotty did. With the final round of 270 and won back-to-back Memorial titles, aka the 5th major, he's the first player to win back-to-back since Tiger did it 3 years in a row from 1999 to 2001. The world's #1 golfer won for the 3rd time in 5 weeks and is 9 for 9 when leading after 54 holes. Talking about a late bloomer. Well, when trailing by that much, yeah, you're just a late bloomer. Well, it took the game long enough, and that's the longest finals game in quite a while. Worse than I think in about 15 years. Moving on. Okay. Magic Johnson shot up his big mouth twice last week, just days after underestimating the Thunder. He blames 2 members of the Knicks for their failure. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Recapping the game on his social media accounts, Johnson spelled it out bluntly that Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson were the reasons why the Knicks lost. The Knicks lost Game 6 because their so-called superstar players, Brunson and Towns, did not play well. Johnson wrote his Instagram account. Well, this is going to be more interesting.
Wow.
His X account. And Johnson also said they did not control the pace of the game. I believe that. It's tough to deny the observation. Brunson only managed 19 points on 8 for 18 shooting. Towns was slightly better with 22 points on 8 for 19 shooting. And we're not locked in on the defense. And just when it couldn't get any worse, Brunson had headbutted Andrew Nembhard out of frustration. Sometimes in the sports world, nights like that happen. Unfortunately for the Knicks, Brunson and Cat both had off nights at the worst possible time. Now they have the entire offseason to think about it. But
Brad Marchand, by the way, got the game-winning goal for the Panthers. By the way,
now I'll be honest. I don't think it was right to fire Thibodeau. I mean, look how far he took the Knicks, this year. I mean, nobody expected them to go to this part of the conference finals. They got there and they were, okay,
Right.
they lost, but he took them there. I mean, this is the best coach that the Knicks had in 25 years. They got him to the conference finals. They did come up short, but I think the decision to fire him was very premature. I don't see any logic in firing Thibodeau after the season the Knicks gave him.
Premature and stupid.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody agrees with me. Yeah, so that's going to be my rant tomorrow on the show. I should say later today. I mean, and just like when you
On the
fire the
enhanced sports
coach,
show, right?
yeah, you got it. Which also reminds me because when you fired the Minnesota Timberwolves coach 3 games left in the season after they had such a great season, you fired him too. Is it me or is there just something wrong with the decision making with the boys upstairs? I mean, you're
Yeah,
firing
dumb
after a great
decision
season.
making, indeed.
Yeah,
Definitely not you.
yeah. I mean, there's something phony going on around here, if you ask me. I mean,
Right.
fire them because you suck, not because you didn't make it all the way to the finals. Okay, I get it. Oh, it's a must-win season to win a championship, or you're gone. Oh yeah, the old winner bust routine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. It's not right though.
Right. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's the old all or nothing attitude game. Yeah,
Yeah, they're just getting
that's
warmed up.
I mean, really.
All you have to do is
So,
keep
mhm,
adapting and evolving.
right. So not only was Saturday's win of the Pacers over the Knicks marked the end of that series, but also marked the end of an era for TNT as it ended its run of the NBA for at least the next 11 years. And by the
Wow.
time that's over, ugh, I'll be 66 years old. Ugh, perish the thought. Anywho, Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley have had quite a run on the show, which became must-see TV over the years for their brutal but honest analysis of the game, or as I like to say, brutally honest. Since the move to ESPN was made official, Barkley have voiced his concerns of what his workload will look like once they join the network. At the end of Saturday's broadcast, Barkley had a classy message for ESPN. Barkley said to ESPN, "It is an honor and privilege to come work for you guys. You are the #1 sports network in history, and I'm excited for it. You have tremendous talent over there, and I'm looking forward to joining the network. It'll be interesting to see what changes are made to Inside the NBA, but it's clear the hosts are looking forward to doing their thing in their new home. That's just a network change. I mean, the show is still going to be there, so I don't really see any, really big changes. Yeah, you change the network, it happens. I mean, I remember when the games were on CBS back in the '70s up until the late '80s, before going to NBC, where it became a talk about must see TV. So it happens. It's nothing new. So next year the games will be on ESPN, ABC, NBC, first time in a long time, and the Prime Network. But those games will be after they do Thursday night football. So don't look for Prime to do games in November and December, as far as I know. You guys get the idea. Yeah. And DeBoer, yeah, I still think it was a bad idea to fire him too. But like I said, I guess it's either this year it's win the title or you're out of here. That is not the right way, to fire a coach. I'm sorry, that is just not how it should be done. If you're bad, yeah. If you're like the Washington Wizards, yeah, fire that coach. The Sixers, yeah, fire them. But you don't fire a coach coming in within 2 games of getting to the final just because you fell a bit short. Get real. Or in my case, get lost. I mean, firing for the stupidest things. Boy, this has really been a stupid week. The Knicks fire coach for a stupid reason. Pierre DeBoer gets fired. My internet goes kablooey because somebody got stupid and cutting my line. What a horrible week. Oh, a little bit of good news. the Mariners will retire the big units number, Randy Johnson, number 51, in a ceremony some point next season. The announcement was made back on June the 2nd. It's a moment that is long overdue. Johnson's number 51 will be the 6th retired in franchise history. The announcement was made on June 2nd as a way to commemorate the 35th anniversary of Seattle's first no-hitter thrown. I remember that. Randy is one of the greatest pitchers of the game and one of the most important figures in our history, said Chairman John Stant. Said a statement. During the 95 season that forever changed the future of the franchise, was 18-2 that year with a 145 game season and won his first Cy Young Award. Remember, the season started late because it was carried over from the 94 strike, and it was, I think, 3 weeks late that year. More importantly, and somewhat lost to history, the Mariners were at 27-3 in his 30 starts that season, and an incredible 24 games over 500 compared to 52-63 when any other star took the hill for the organization. His domination carried over to the first ever postseason, which led directly to the construction of T-Mobile Park and the Mariners permanently staying in Seattle. So they're no longer sleepers in Seattle, if you get the point. Okay. Johnson finished his career with a 130-74 record and a 3.42 ERA in 51 games. He had 2,162 strikeouts in his 1995 season, ended with an 18-2 Cy Young Award with a 2.48 ERA and 294 strikeouts. The big unit was voted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2015 on a first ballot after receiving an overwhelming 97% of the vote. Well, yeah, of course, if you got that kind of majority, oh yeah, you're definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. No questions asked. I mean, really, you can't deny that. Yeah, I do got one more note, and then I'll wrap it up for this because, oh yeah, and it involves WNBA. Sabrina Liskinu tried to help the New York Liberty stay unbeaten and defend the Commissioner's Cup for the second straight year. She also set a new franchise record along the way. She entered Thursday's game with 399 three-pointers, one shot of a milestone three that would tie her for the most in Liberty history. Well, then 2 minutes into the game, she hit her 400 three-pointer with a field goal, tying Crystal Robinson for the most by a Liberty player. But wait, there's more, folks. Then, 4 minutes later, she set a new record on a fast break from Natasha Cloud. Robinson's record stood for 20 years. She played in Liberty from 1999 to 2005. The Liberty is one of 3 franchises still to play in the original location. The only other 2 are the LA Sparks and the Phoenix Mercury. According to Liberty, Sabrina also became the fastest player to reach 400 three-pointers. She did that in only 151 games, being the record of Diana Taurasi by 7 games, but Taurasi is still the league's all-time leading scorer. In 7 games this season, Sabrina is averaging 17.9 points per game, 4.7 assists, and 4.3 rebounds, and shooting 35.7% from three-point range. As Caitlin Clark continues to recover from a left quad strain, she's going to miss today's game against the Fever, between the Fever and the Chicago Sky, but could return by Tuesday and take on the Atlanta Dream. She said, I'll miss Saturday's game, but after that, it's just day to day, see how I feel, and turn to the medical staff and ask what they think. That's what Clark told reporters. I feel like I've made progress, and I feel, but I'm not going to rush back right away. It's not worth it. But I'll be evaluated again after the weekend, and then we'll go from there. Clark was rolled out on May 26th after playing the first 4 games of the season. Since then, the Fever have gone 1-2 without her. Their most recent victory came during the Washington Mystics on Tuesday. Well, they played and they're a mistake. Clark said she does not want to put a timetable on her return and was not sure how she would feel when she wakes up on Tuesday morning. After the game against Atlanta, the Fever will face the undefeated Liberty on June 14th. The Liberty defeated the Fever on May 24th. Clark scored 18 points and 10 assists in that game, but she also committed 10 turnovers, which was the same mistake she made a lot last season. So she has to watch that. The number one overall pick in 2024 and Rookie of the Year is averaging 19 points per game, along with 9.3 assists and 6.0 rebounds, and has not missed a game since she played in high school. Wow. But she'll be better, and she'll be as good as new once she returns. So good luck. Even good players go down with injury once in a while. I mean, no one is immune, not even Caitlin Clark. Okay, so we'll wrap up some baseball scores here. The A's lead the Orioles 5-4 in the top of the eighth. Runners on first and second, one out. Ferguson's pitching and Carlson is at bat. Top nine. Braves and Giants tie at 4. One out, nobody on. Duvall is pitching. Olsen is at bat. All the rest are final. I think I just had some other scores that came in just a few seconds ago. The Cardinals over the Dodgers, 5-0. Gray got the win. Warbetsky got the loss. The Mets over the Rockies, 4-2. Stanek got the win. Engels got the loss, and Diaz got the save. And the Angels over the Mariners, 5-4. Hendricks got the win. Miller got the loss, and Jansen got the save. And as I said, well, for those who care, the UFL playoffs begin tomorrow. It's down to the last 4 teams. I know that 98% of the population, well, doesn't really care, but since it's here, I'll just do it anyway, just for laughs. I'm surprised even lasted this season, to be honest with you. And I will be taking predictions. And I'll be taking predictions on the Belmont Stakes that will be running tomorrow night as well. Last Triple Crown. So for tomorrow, we have the Michigan Panthers against the Birmingham Stallions on 3 p.m. on ABC. And the nightcap, the DC Defenders take on the St. Louis Battlehawks at 6. And then those two will go to the championship game, which we played next Saturday, June 14th. June 14th, the same day the Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 1994. What a coincidence. Never mind, just showing my age here. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. I got to get ready for the big show tomorrow, so I'll just turn it back over to you.
And that's episode 177 of True Sports. Braves and Giants tied at 4, top 9. 2 outs, nobody on, 0-2. So that's it. True Sports episode 177. We'll be back next week, Friday at 11:30 p.m. For True Sports episode 178. Till then, for Lewiston, or I'm Taylor Phillips. Stay true and believe it or not, it's True Sports. Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks. Or good morning, as the case may be.
Mm-hmm.